Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Yeah. So, is my screen visible?
Yes, bro.
Okay. So, till now we have completed all these things like CLA, Git, right? Python. Okay. We have covered basic data types, right? Container data types, how to use them, where to use them. Okay. We have covered how to use variable names, how to use the variable scope, right? What is the difference between local scope, global scope? Yeah. And we also discussed control structures, right? Like if else statements, for loops, while loops. Okay, how to break the structures, like how to break, use break keyword, continue keyword, like how to avoid infinite loop. Okay, then we learned about functions, how to use like basic functions, what is the main purpose of the function. Okay, what are arguments, positional arguments, keyword arguments. We discussed about inbuilt functions. Okay, there are like lot of inbuilt functions that Python provides, and iterative functions, which are nothing but recursion functions. Okay, we also did about couple of problems on this. Yeah, then we learned about lambda functions, which are like anonymous single line functions. Okay, then we learned about classes, what are oops concepts, what are objects. Okay, how to use classes, right? How to use classes as a blueprint to create objects, all these things. And last but not least, modules and packages, like what is a module, what is a package. Okay, how to read files, how to write into the files. Okay, and different Python packages, everything can be found in pip. So till this point we have nothing to discuss about Python. Few other things we will be discussing them in Django, like how to structure a project, all these things. Okay, but till now we don't have anything more to discuss in Python. Have you guys have any doubts till now? Okay, you can ask me now itself, we can discuss them, then we can move forward. Doubts in any topic till now, guys?
Till now, I don't have any rises issue right now.
Okay, cool. Sandhya, do you have any doubts till now? Even confusions in any topics or somewhat anything? Sandhya, you are not audible, Sandhya. Anyways, so I have prepared an exercise sheet for modules and packages as well. Okay, some simple couple of questions. Okay, you can just create some random text files or CSV files and just try to practice these things. Okay, simple questions. I don't think you'd find hard to do this. The last one, you'll have to create a sample CSV where in one column, column name will be salary, and you will have to have the salaries of employees. Okay, just give some random salary values. Okay, and from that particular CSV you will have to find what is the highest salary among those and what is the average salary among those. Okay, so basically you will have to read CSV, read that particular salary column, and do these operations. Okay, I want you guys to try all these things. Okay, if you find any issues in these things, we'll discuss in tomorrow's class. Okay, but please do practice all these things. Okay, make sure that you just write your answers somewhere in this file or maybe in your own file. Okay, let me give you edit access for this file. Okay, so I'm giving you guys edit access, so you guys can just add the solutions in the same file, or maybe if you want you can just try these problems now. Try to solve this. If you have any issues in any of these questions, we'll discuss them tomorrow. Okay. Moving forward, we have SQL, we have Django, and we have DRF. Okay. DRF is nothing but Django REST framework. Okay. We write that out. Django REST framework. We'll be discussing deep about all these things because this is actual web application building. Okay. Yeah. So Sandhya, I think you should mute yourself because I'm listening my own voice. Yeah, thanks. Do you have any doubts till now, Sandhya? Do you have any doubts till now in any of the concepts? I don't think she's listening. If you are not able to use your mic, you can just type it out in the chat itself. Anyways, yeah, so today we'll be starting with SQL. Okay. We'll just learn basic DBMS, okay, how database works, okay, and how to create things, how to change things, okay, how to read and write into the database, right? Because database is the key part of any web application or in any project. Okay, basically any project. It can be a simple Python project, or it can be a web application, or any data science project, or automation, everything, right? People store data in databases. Okay, so database is the key. Database plays key important role in the projects. Okay, so you should know what is a database, how it looks like, okay, how you are storing the data, okay, all these things. Fine. Before starting, let me just show you how it looks like. Okay, so we'll be using MySQL for the practice purpose. Okay, I hope you guys installed MySQL. I told it in the prerequisites. If you haven't installed MySQL, you can still do. Okay, but try to install the latest version of MySQL. Okay, so it's not a big deal to install MySQL. Okay, it's directly, you can directly go to MySQL installation. You can directly open the MySQL part. Okay, MySQL website, not other websites. Okay, so in the MySQL you can go to downloads and try to download the community edition. Don't go with the enterprise edition. Okay, this is expensive stuff, so you can only download the community edition. Okay, MySQL community edition downloads. If you can go there, you can just install based on your type. Okay, so this is for Linux, guys, MySQL apt repository, and this is for Windows. Okay, MySQL installer for Windows. Click on it and you will be downloading a package based on your system configurations, right? So whatever you want to download, you can just download and install the MySQL. Okay, just a heads up, before installing, okay, it will ask you to put the password. Okay, try to put a good password that you remember. Okay, because if you don't put any password, it will not give you access to go into the MySQL. Okay, Sandhya, what is your doubt in for loop and while loop? Sandhya, you are not audible. You can type it out if you are not able to speak. Or you can rejoin, maybe that should solve the issue. You can just rejoin the call. My papa. Sandhya. Yeah. Arvind, am I audible, right?
Yeah, bro.
Okay. Sandhya, can you just rejoin the call? So this is from where you can download the SQL. Okay. She joined. Sandhya, can you speak up now? Okay, I don't think your mic is working. You are not still not audible. Sandhya, can you just type out your doubt in the chat? Maybe we can discuss that. Yeah. Anyways, so this is my MySQL. Okay, you will have to create your user and you will have to create a password. It will ask for your password and you can type out to enter into the MySQL. Okay, so this is how MySQL interface looks like. For Windows, you can also download any graphical user interface to use MySQL. Okay, there are a lot of graphical user interfaces as well to use MySQL. Okay, you can see like there are multiple MySQL tools. You can just download them and like these things, right? For Windows it has lot of things, so you can just download them and you can directly use them. Okay, graphical user interfaces. If you don't want, you can just use this particular command line interface as well. Okay, so yeah, this is how database looks like. This is a database. Now how data is getting stored in database, right? What exactly is database, how we are storing the data into that. Okay, database is nothing but a physical memory, okay, where we are storing all our data in tabular forms. Okay, that is RDBMS. Okay, relational database management system. Okay, whenever we are storing our data in tables forms and we create relationships between these tables. Okay, we have some relations like employee table is related to department table, okay, or some company table or some team table, like this, right? So these are all called relational databases because we have our tables and they are interrelated with each other. Okay, there is one more thing called NoSQL. Okay, that is also some kind of database, NoSQL, where we don't store the data in tables forms. Okay, we store the data in document forms. Okay, so all the data will be stored in files. okay, in kind of files forms. Okay, those are JSON files. We'll be discussing that bit later. Okay, that is called NoSQL. And whatever RDBMS we have a lot of RDBMS softwares. Okay, let me show you that. Okay, so we have SQL, we have MySQL. Why is it not listing things? Yeah, so MySQL, Oracle database, MS SQL, IBM DB2, RDS. Okay, all these things are relational databases. Okay, in all these SQL softwares are almost similar in the syntax. Okay, so if you learn one thing, you will be able to work on all these kinds of databases. Okay, not much difference in these things. Okay, but there are few databases which are bit different. Okay, so this MongoDB, MariaDB. Okay, we have NoSQL as well. Okay, for these kind of things, it's kind of different syntaxes. Okay, because we are storing the data in JSON formats. Okay, in files formats. Okay, so basically you don't have to worry about NoSQL. People try not to use NoSQL. Most of them use MySQL or PostgreSQL. Okay, for Python projects. Let's focus on MySQL. Okay, PostgreSQL is not a free version. Okay, so that's why we are learning about the MySQL. Cool. So basically in database, everything is stored in tables forms, and inside the table you are just storing columns and rows. Okay, table is nothing but similar to this particular Excel file, right? This is also a kind of table where you have column names, right, and you have data stored in each row, right? So each row has data related to each particular column. Okay, similarly we will be storing this data in a database as well. Okay, there are like lot of commands that you'll have to remember. Okay, so I'll be going on each and every particular command, okay, which we'll be using more frequently, but you will also have to learn some other commands by yourself, like procedures, functions, all these things, because we will not be going into that much deep for the database. If you want to learn, you can go to W3 Schools, as we discussed yesterday. So W3 Schools is kind of easy tutorials, so you can learn all the tutorials from here. Okay, I think it's pretty much easier. W3 Schools SQL. So you can see all the things that they have defined here. Okay, we'll be covering most of these commands, but not all of these. Okay, we'll be covering only few things that we required. Okay, now so as I told, SQL is nothing but structured query language. It's a full form of SQL. Okay, these are all different types of database we have. All of them are RDBMS. Okay, and we have NoSQL, where we are storing data in JSON documents. Okay, some basic concepts of SQL. These are the basic concepts: DDL, DML, and DCL. Okay, DDL is nothing but data definition language, DML is data manipulation language, and DCL is data control language. So we won't be discussing about data control language, because that involves more into the deeper understanding of permissions, users and all. Okay, which you won't be requiring. Okay, so all these data control queries will be done by architect people. Okay, or maybe DevOps people, not you. Okay, as a developer you should know how to define the data and how to manipulate the data. So we'll only be covering DDL and DML. Right. So I'll be discussing about all the commands. Okay, so here we have some commands in DDL, some commands in DML. DQL is also there, but similar to DML. Okay, we prefer not to separate this out, but this DQL will also come under DML language. Okay, this is just to read the data. Okay, fine. before that you should know how to store the data, right? Where we can store the data, where we can like create tables, all these things. Okay, that we'll be discussing now. So once you open any MySQL, you will be going at this particular point. Okay, here you have a command called show databases. Okay, we have show databases, okay, which will list you all the database names. Okay, some of them are inbuilt, these are all inbuilt databases. Some of them are custom databases that we have created. Okay, on-site Go, sample Django database, like this. Okay, now how to create a database? Okay, there should be a command for this also, right? So as we were discussing, DDL create command is there, is used to create the database or any of the objects. Okay, it may be table, it may be index, it may be function, views, procedures, triggers, everything. Okay, whatever you want to create inside the MySQL or any SQL server, you will be using this particular create command. Okay, so create, so it can, you can directly use it as capitals, or for MySQL server only you can also use small case. Okay, so MySQL does not is not case sensitive, but some of the servers are case sensitive. So in SQL you should be using all these as capital letters, all keywords as capital letters, but for MySQL I am not preferring to use as capital letters because it allows us to use small case letters as well. Okay, so create, what you are creating, you should give that name database. Okay, you are creating a database, just give any name. Okay, let's say sample database. Okay, and always once you write your query, you should be ending the query with semicolon. Okay, remember that every query should end with a semicolon. Okay, now if I enter, you can see that query is okay, I mean query is working properly, and one row got affected because it has created one row for the database name. Got my point? So now if you check for show databases, you can see this sample database has been created, right? I did understand while loop and for loop. Again tell these topics. Sure Sandhya, we'll discuss these two topics in the end of the class. Okay, yeah, so we have created a database, right? Create database, sample database. Okay, now if we do show databases, we have the database got created. Okay, now so we are outside of any of the databases, right? We are just inside the MySQL. Now if you want to go into any particular database, we'll have to use a command called use. Okay, command itself is use, and just give the database name sample database, right? So I am using sample database, so if I enter, I will go into the sample database. Okay, so now also you can still use this particular command. Okay, it's not restricted, but you are currently inside the sample database. Okay, it will not show up anywhere that where in which particular database you are in, but whenever you use this particular command and enter, it will just give you that database has been changed, and currently whatever the operations that you are doing them inside the database. Okay, got it? Any doubts till now?
No.
Cool. So this is how you create a database. Now we are inside the database. So in each database you will have multiple tables. Okay, database is nothing but storage of data, right? You will be storing in multiple tables, not just one table, right? So to see what are all the tables that are present in a database, you have another command called show tables. Okay, show is nothing but a command to show everything, right? So show databases, show tables, like that. Okay, to show tables we'll just use this particular command, and we have no tables yet because we just created a database and we don't have any tables inside the particular database. Okay, but let's say I have another databases, right? Let's say I have this sample Django database. Let me show you how databases how tables look guys. Okay, so I am using sample Django database. Okay, so you can see that database has been changed. Now you can check show tables. You can see all these tables have been created, right? So it is showing the tables in sample Django database. All these are the tables that we have created. Okay, in that let's use our own database and let's create some tables as well. Okay, use sample database, and if you can check the same command here, we don't have any tables yet, right? We don't have any tables yet. So basically create command is used to create database or its objects like table index function, right? So create command can also be used to create a table, right? But what is the structure of this particular create command, right? How to use to create a table. Okay, so please be more attentive. So creating a database was pretty much simple. You can directly write create database and database name, but creating a particular table is bit different because in each table we have columns as well, right? So be more attentive on this. Currently we don't have any tables in the database, right? Now I'm using create table, then you will have to give table name. Let me take employee table. Okay, I want to create some employee database. Okay, I'm creating employee table. So after this you will have to give two parentheses. Inside the parenthesis, okay, inside the parenthesis you will have to give column name, okay, and column data type. Okay, similar to our Python. Okay, we discussed data types, right? Integers, strings, all these things. Database also have some kind of data types. Okay, similar to whatever we have done. Okay, we have integers, we have varchars, we have booleans. Okay, varchar is nothing but a string, okay, which stores all the string values, variable characters. Okay, and we have integers, we have booleans. Okay, so for our employee table, what are all the things that we need, right? We need ID, employee ID. Basically we have some default ID for the table, okay, like serial number. We have employee name, we have employee email, let's say we have employee salary. Okay, and we'll also take some employee team, right? We'll have all these things. Okay, now I'll take first ID, which is by default table ID, right? Like this particular serial number. Okay, so ID would be integer, right? So this would be my primary key. Okay, I'll discuss about primary keys and foreign keys in a bit. Okay, primary key is nothing but a key which is unique as well as not null values. Okay, it has to be unique as well as should not be null. Okay, it should not be empty, right? That is called a primary key. So this would be my primary key. Okay, so let me just check that primary key, and also this would be auto increment value. Okay, ID should always be auto increment, right? So it should be like 1 2 3 4 5 6 like this. It should just increment by one value. So I can also provide that auto increment. I think this is correct syntax. Let's check the syntax once more. Okay, then we have employee ID. Okay, this can also be integer, but sometimes it can also be a variable characters, right? Maybe some employee ID starts with some A or B like that. Okay, so preferably we'll take varchars. Okay, so varchar will be defining like this, and you should for every varchar you should give length of that particular characters. Okay, maximum length of that particular characters. Okay, so if we talk about IDs, it will hardly be like 10 or 15 characters, right? So we'll take, for safety we'll take some 30 characters. And employee ID should also be unique and should not be null values, right? So each employee ID should be unique, so we'll give unique. Okay, and not null as well, right? Are you guys able to understand this, what I'm giving? Yeah.
Yes, bro.
So then we have employee name. This is my column name. Okay, so this is nothing but a column name that I am giving, and whatever I am giving next is my data type. Okay, data type is nothing but like this is these are all string values, these are all integer values. Okay, these are all string values like that. Okay, so that is data type. Okay, first my integer, because that is my auto increment ID, that is more like serial number. Okay, then I have employee ID, so each employee should have an ID. For safety purposes I have taken that as a varchar. Okay, then we have employee name. Let's keep it as 50 characters because some employee names will be longer. Employee name can be duplicated, right? Like two employees can have same name. Okay, and which should not be unique. Okay, it's not purposeful be unique. Okay, if you don't want these to be empty, then you can give this not null as well. Okay, because employee names should be present for each employee, right? So that's why we are keeping it as not null. Okay, employee email, right, which is also a variable character. Let me give it for 100, and this should also be not null. Then we have employee salary, right? This can be integer, right? Salaries are all integers. Okay, and maybe salary might be null values, right? Some for employees who just joined, they don't have the salary attributed, they haven't paid till now yet, like that. Maybe we can allow null values, right? So we don't have to give any values in this. And let's say we have employee department, which should also be not null, right? Oh wait, we will have to give the variable character as well. Okay, this also I am taking varchar. Okay, can be 10, not more than that, right? So we also can have is active, like is employee currently working in our company or not. Okay, so this can be boolean, right? Is active true or false? No. So I think this should be enough. Okay, so we have created all these columns, and all the columns should be inside the parenthesis and comma separated. Okay, now let me try this. Should be, yeah, there is some syntax errors, we'll be checking those. Okay, let me check the syntax first. MySQL create table syntax. Okay, so always whenever you feel that you are making some issue, you are like having some issues in the syntax, okay, you can just go into the Google or maybe anywhere. You can just check how they are getting created, right? Name varchar 20, owner, save spaces, varchars, dates. We need primary keys and all. This is not enough. Okay, so basically they are not giving the primary key at the same point. We will be creating this primary key later. Okay, so we are just adding that primary key at the end of the all the columns. We'll do that. And we also need auto increment. Let me check for auto increment as well. auto increment. Okay, so there is an underscore for that as well, so we'll just do the same syntax. So this should be my auto increment, and I don't have to give this primary key in this point. I'll be giving that at the end of the columns. Okay, after all the columns I should be giving this primary key is my id, like this. Okay, this should be enough. Yeah, so now my table got created. Okay, so let me paste this syntax for reference to you guys. Okay, so this is to create the table. Okay, this is to create a sample table. Okay, so I think I have covered almost everything here. Okay, let me tell you how these particular things work, right? Okay, so all these things are called as constraints. Okay, whatever we have given, this primary key, unique, not null. Okay, all these things are called as constraints. Constraints is nothing but restrictions. Okay, we are restricting users to create these employee IDs or employee names based on these restrictions. Okay, so let's say we have given employee ID has to be like unique value, right? If I try to create another employee with the same ID which is already present, it will throw me the error that employee IDs cannot be duplicated, right? It can only be unique. Okay, that's why these are called as constraints. Okay, so we have four types of constraints. Okay, one is primary key. Primary key is both unique and not null values, what we have defined here. Okay, primary key is nothing but unique values as well as not null values. Okay, so and primary keys are used to create relationships between other tables. Okay, I'll tell you how to create relationship between this employee table and other some employee details table, like that. Okay, I'll create one more table and I'll show you how to do the references. Okay, how to create the relationships. Okay, but for now just remember primary key is nothing but unique and not null values. Okay, then we have auto increment is nothing but incrementing the values one by one. So we don't have to always give this particular ID value while we are adding the employee details. Okay, it will automatically take from 1 to, and it will go on increasing values by 1. Okay, that is what auto increment means. Okay, now we have these are data types: integer, varchar and bool. Bool is nothing but boolean. Okay, and not null is also a constraint. Okay, we have primary key, unique, not null. There is one more constraint called foreign key. Okay, so foreign key can only be like used with other tables. Okay, let's say when we create a relationship between employee and let's say I have another table called employee details. To create a relationship between two, we'll use primary key of this table and create a foreign key into another table. Okay, the constraint will be foreign key is nothing but a key representing other table. Okay, so that we will be discussing when we create another table. Okay, so any doubts on how to create a table? Guys, so all these four constraints are clear, right? Primary key, unique, not null and foreign key. Foreign key we will be discussing again, and how to give column names, how to give data types, right? Is it clear?
Okay, yeah, bro, but in the yeah, bro.
Yeah, you're saying something.
In the email ID we are giving not null, right?
Yeah,
Boolean.
no, email employee email is not null, right?
Yeah,
Huh.
okay, bro.
Email will not be a boolean, right? Email will be some value.
Yeah, no, email department, email department, employee department.
Employee department is also some value, right? Like maybe tech department, maybe some
Is
operations. Okay, you are saying this one is active.
no,
So this is another
yeah,
column.
is active bool.
is active is another column. Okay, see, after comma whatever you write, this is another column and this is the data type for that column. Okay. Yeah, so we have created this employee table, right? To see tables we have this command show tables, right? So if you press enter, you can see that employee table has been created. Okay, so this is to show tables. Okay, to see how many tables have been created. Okay, to check the structure of this table, how the table looks like, okay, we use command called disk. Okay, disk is nothing but describe, and we'll just give the table name. Disk table name will show you all the fields, their data types, okay, if it is null or not, and any constraints like primary key or unique key, all this. Okay, any default values and any extra parameters. Extra parameters that we are giving is auto increment for id and nothing else for other things, right? So this is how it creates the table. Okay, these are all my column names: id, employee name, email, salary, department is active, all these things. Okay, and this is my data types for those. Okay, tiny int is nothing but a boolean. Okay, so it will automatically create zeros and ones based on your true and false values. Fine. And this is null values. So wherever we have kept this is null value, it can be a null. So in those places only it will give you s values, and all others is not null values. Okay, and we have defined primary key for id and unique key for employee id. Okay, and these are, we haven't given any default values. Okay, all the default values are empty. Fine. So this is how you can check the table. Fine. How to describe the table. Cool. So this is about how to create a database. Okay, how to check the databases, how to create the database, how to use that database. Okay, show tables. Fine, show tables in that particular database, and how to create the table. Okay, yeah, these are all the constraints. Try to listen everything. Okay, again try to create some tables, random tables, so that you will know about all the constraints that we are using. Okay, always remember these things. Okay, because if you don't understand these things, you won't be understanding Django. Okay, we'll be creating same kind of tables in Django with similar kinds of all these primary keys, unique keys, right? We'll be using similar kinds of structures in Django also. So you should be knowing all these things before we start with Django. Okay, yeah, that is it for today's class. Okay, we'll clear Sandhya's doubts on for loops and while loops, but for SQL we'll stop till now. Okay, we'll cover rest of the things tomorrow. Maybe it will take couple of days. Okay, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We'll try to finish off by Wednesday. Wednesday will be tomorrow, right? Maybe max by Thursday, and we'll do some practices on Friday. And yeah, we'll start with Django in the next week. Okay, so basically we have learnt about create command. Okay, how to create databases and tables. Fine. So please go through all these things again. Okay, I think you have the screen recording, right? You that should be enough, right? You want me to copy all these commands also? I think screen recording should be enough, but yeah, please go through the screen recording one more time. Try to create these tables, okay, with the same set of constraints. Okay, that is it for today's SQL class. Fine.